leaving my apartment right now because yeah, so this has been happening for the past week. I don't know what they're doing. I thought they were just supposed to be painting, but apparently not. So let's go to a cute coffee shop. Hi, I'm Jhánneu. I'm an American that lives in Nice, France. And today I thought I would take you along with me to show you what a day in my life looks like living here. Right now I am heading to a coffee shop. My goal is to go to one new cafe, coffee shop a week so I can really get to know Nice. Honestly, even though I live here and it's beautiful outside, I get a bit caught up in my head and love to stay home. But when I'm out, I love being out. But I get like really deep into work when I'm home, but force myself to get out, and especially because they're doing construction, I literally cannot do work in my apartment. So maybe it's a sign that I just need to get out the house. And I'm working towards just creating more of a schedule for myself. So I'm not working till 10 p.m., but I definitely have been making a lot of friends. Last week I was doing something every single day. I have not had a problem with making friends at all. So that's something to know. If you really put yourself out there and you utilize social media and you go to different events, you can definitely meet people. But yeah, now we are heading to this new cafe. I can't remember what it's called, but it's on my phone. I know once I get up to this tram stop up here, then I'll look because it's close to there. And what I love about where I live is I can literally walk to pretty much everything, multiple grocery stores, markets. I could have taken the tram to where I'm going, but it's such a beautiful day that I just rather walk. And I can also walk from where I live as well, but there's literally everything here that you could possibly need. There's Sephora, there's grocery stores, there's cafes. So I just feel like it makes my life so much easier. And not having a car and not having to pay for a car or worry about a car also just makes life a lot more easier and freer. So I don't know, I love the walkability. For some people, Nice is too small. And I think for me, this would be like too small to live forever, but I think it's perfect for what I need right now. I've always lived in big cities. I'm from Chicago, I lived in LA. I think having a mix of both is good. I think the long-term plan is to be able to go between LA, New York, and Europe. But this is also like, I feel like the perfect place to be during the summertime. And even just getting a place here, like a studio, I think would be amazing, and like be able to own that. Because you can definitely find studios here that are like $150. So apparently here as a foreigner, which I'll do another video on, because I have a real estate agent friend. But basically you have to put 40% down, and then you figure it out with the lenders here. But basically you have to put 40% down. And then there's something with a notary and whatever, but essentially you need to come prepared to put 50% down to purchase a place. And then I would feel like the monthly payments would probably be around €1,000 or so. So the payments actually aren't bad at all, but you just have to have the money to put down the down payment. Okay, now I need to figure out which direction I'm going, so I'm gonna bring out my phone. The cafe I'm going to is called Foodie. I feel like it's very not European to bring your laptop to places, but this one I went on the Instagram and they were actually promoting you going there to work on your laptop. So that's something to keep in mind, that some places won't just let you pop out your laptop, which on one hand is nice, but on the other hand it's like, okay, I would love to get outside the house and be in a good place where I can get work done. Another place that I really love is going to the Meridian Hotel and going to the second floor where the reception is. It's very quiet, there's always space, and there's internet, and you get to look at the water, which I love too. So trying to discover all the places that you can do work at. Bonjour. Pour une poisson? Okay. Okay. Let's see. They actually serve brunch all day, so something to keep in mind if you're looking for a place to eat during the day, because most places close down between like 2 and 5. So if you're looking for a place to have a little nibble that's central to things, you can check out Foodie. But let's see how this smoothie is that I ordered. Bonjour, je vais prendre un paradis.
Paradise?
Mhm.
Oui.
Paradis. Seulement.
C'est tout?
Oui, merci. Le Wi-Fi?
Flex guest. Là, Flex guest.
Flex guest.
Avec Flex, avec 2X. 2024. Flex 2X.
Okay, hold on. And then, or my français.
No,
We're trying.
English is bad.
No, merci. So I have my French class in an hour. So I am going to head to the grocery store and grab something to make for dinner. I'm probably going to get some just like pasta and sauce. I really like going to Monoprix to get things that are quick. They have a lot of pre-made stuff that's actually pretty good. You just need to add like some salt or pepper to it. But typically I go there to grab some things because they have organic stuff. And then there's also another store that's close to me as well, where they have all organic. There's actually a couple organic stores near me, so it's definitely easy to find. Produce isn't too expensive, but when it comes to organic stuff, when it comes to like meats and fish and stuff like that, it's a lot more expensive for organic, and the portion sizes are very tiny. I mean, I'm a small girl, so it's even small for me, I would say, but if, you know, for anyone a bit bigger or needs to eat more, it definitely is not enough. So something to keep in mind is that the grocery cost, I feel like I'm spending the same as I was when I was in LA, honestly. I mean, I'm probably going to the store and spending like 90-ish euros for the week, which is what, $110, $120. So that's a lot for a month. I mean, I also sometimes get like specialty things. If you stick to just like, you know, chickpeas and vegetables and things that are like just regular whole foods, then it's not that bad. But if you know, want to get specialty things or ice cream or things like that, or pre-made like soups and things, like it can definitely add up. So something to keep in mind. This is also the place where I go for the pharmacy. It has a very big pharmacy inside, and you can find pretty much everything in this pharmacy, which I will come back and show you guys another day. But yeah, in Nistol, I can't pronounce it correctly, but that's where I recommend going to the pharmacy. It's ginormous. Maybe I'll put in an insert because I've been there before. I'll put an insert clip on the side. But this main strip is where the red tram goes. And it goes to Old Town, goes to Libération, and you can take this tram to get to the tram that takes you to the airport, but you could also walk to the tram that takes you to the airport as well. If you go to Jhánneu, there's a blue and green line train that can take you there. But yeah, very easy. If you don't have a lot of luggage, highly recommend just taking the tram into the city when you come to Nice. It's really easy, really simple, and you're probably going to stay somewhere in the city center. So yeah, I would just highly recommend, because it would literally be like anywhere from like 25 to 40 euros for an Uber, which is such a ripoff when you could just get on the tram for a couple euros. And you're going to be pretty close to where you are. I mean, I think when you come to visit Europe anyway, you shouldn't be bringing a bunch of stuff. But yeah, something to keep in mind. Okay, so this is the Monoprix that I go to. This is like the biggest one. There's also a closer one near me too, but this one has like pretty much everything you could think of. Like imagine like a Target. They have food, beauty stuff, all the things you can think of. So yeah, they have a beauty section. They have a beauty section. They even have like a little bakery section as well, and it smells so fresh. But now I'm gonna go to where they have like the pre-made pastas and things. Yeah, it's actually not bad at all. Got some fresh fish, and they also have like a pre-made Asian section as well. But where I like to go is here. This is like typical Niçois food. It's like meat, like beef stuffed in peppers. And then they have all this fresh pasta as well. And then they also have like individual sauces as well, which is really cool, because a lot of times I feel like, especially when you are by yourself, like you don't want a huge thing of pasta. Like you just need a small little thing for that one little thing of pasta. So it's great that you can just get like individual ones. They even have a smaller one here as well that you can get. So I think I'm going to get, let's see, they have ravioli. Maybe I'll try the ravioli actually. And then I have a basil sauce that I got with it, but I love how you can just throw this together, and there's so many things where you can just get like a small one versus getting the large thing. Like even for like, let's say something like goat cheese or things like that, like you can get just the small version, so you don't have to like buy a ginormous thing and waste it, which I think is pretty cool. Okay, let's go check out. Got all my things. People always bring their reusable bags as well. I have a backpack on. Hopefully it fits. Let's see. Do a little self-checkout. So as you can see, that came out to 20 euros, which honestly is kind of expensive for one meal. They have some where it's like individual supposed to be one meal for like 5 euros. I mean, I guess that pasta technically is like 2 servings for me. And then I got sauce and a little cheese. But yeah, I think an average serving when you're cooking here, it can be anywhere from like 5 to like 12 euros. It just depends on what you're buying. And then also when you go to bigger grocery stores like that one, something to know is that they give you a ticket so you can scan in order to exit, because usually there's like a little gate. For the small like organic stores, they don't have that, but for bigger grocery stores, you have to scan. So when you check out the grocery, or when you check out at the self-checkout thing, they ask if you want like a ticket or not, and you can say no to a receipt because you don't really need a receipt, but it will still give you like a little ticket to put to scan when you are exiting. So just something to know because you don't want to be like stuck and just think it's like a receipt and throw it away. You actually need it to scan it to get out of the grocery store. But it is such a beautiful day today. I'm walking home and going to have my French lesson, which I will show you. Yeah, my French is definitely not where I want it to be. Is I'm not doing something every day for French, and I know I need to be. Right now I'm doing once a week, 1 hour tutoring. When I first got here, I did a month at Alliance Française, and that was from 9 to 11. Yeah, I mean, I think you kind of have to try out and see what works for you. I think for me, the class size was too big. It was like, I felt like almost 20 people in there. It was just too many people. I think I do better with one-on-one attention. What I might do is join a conversation class, because I think it'd be good to have the one-on-one when it's like explaining the grammar part. Because I think for me, I need someone to like really walk me through it, and I don't want to like hold up the class if I don't understand something. So I think in terms of understanding grammar and stuff, that can be good to have a one-on-one tutor. And then going to conversation classes could be good, like twice a week. So I might try to do that. But yeah, classes also aren't, this guy just spit, also aren't cheap. So yeah, we're definitely on a budget. Not trying to spend too much. So yeah, I also don't really have French friends. I have one friend that's Polish, and she speaks French. But other than that, I don't have any French-speaking friends. Yeah, I guess the international people kind of gathered together, and some move with their like husbands, and so maybe they don't learn French as quickly as they should. But yeah, I don't want to leave this year not speaking French. I didn't come all this way to not be able to speak it at the end of the year, but it's just going to take a lot of time and patience. I do watch like TV with subtitles in French. I think sometimes at the end of the day, because what's really helpful too is also watching a TV show in French where they're speaking French, but I think for me, it takes a lot of like focus. And by the time I'm watching TV at the end of the day, I'm like too tired and I'm like, I just want to watch something in English. So, yeah, I mean, when I was studying abroad in Germany for 6 months when I was 15, I was literally around German all the time, more than English. Like pretty much no English at all for 6 months. So you definitely have to immerse yourself and you learn things every day. But sometimes when I'm like home by myself, I'm not really interacting with anyone. It can be difficult. I think also confidence, like building that confidence to be able to speak French as well. Because I think when people, what's nice is people don't assume that I'm American until I open my mouth, which I think is nice. But you can definitely move here without speaking French. Of course, learn the basics, the bonjour. Bonjour is really important. People definitely greet you when you enter into a store. So just out of respect, you always say bonjour or bonsoir. Yeah, or merci, thank you. And it's just so interesting the way languages work. Like when you say, like when you're ordering something at a restaurant, and they do something for you, they'll say avec plaisir, which is like with pleasure, which I guess maybe in British English they say that, I don't know. But it's just so interesting how things are like phrased and worded. I feel like French is like a formal English, or like how the British kind of speak English, but the way that they speak I think is actually quite nice, and like the way you like directly translate it, I don't know, there's something very elegant about French that English just could never can never do. But yeah, it is my goal to speak fluent French one day. The level I'm trying to get to is more, like honestly be able to do a video like this fully in French, and be able to obviously understand people and read at probably like 8th grade level. Yeah, I feel like 8th grade level is pretty good. But yeah, it's gonna take a lot on my part, and it's just so many things that I'm balancing at once. It's like I feel like learning French is a full-time job. I feel like making friends and keeping those friendships up is also a full-time job. Trying to make money and pitch brands is a full-time job. Trying to make sure I'm taking time to rest and my mental health, I feel like it's also a full-time job, but very grateful. I love being here. I wouldn't change it for anything. There's pros and cons to every place that you live, but I don't know, I really like being here. I love the slow pace of living. I love that I can walk to everything, which you could never really do in LA. I guess you technically could, but you would have to be paying a lot to live in a place that has that access. But yeah, you definitely still get some traffic. But it's cool that there's just also so many places nearby. So I'm working on my travel series called The Mindful Traveler, which is basically me going to different cities and countries and showing what to do, cultural things, just having fun, but doing it from a mindful perspective. Because I think a lot of times when people travel, they don't really care about the culture and learning, whereas I'm definitely not that. Like I want to do cooking classes and learn the history, and not just like vacation, because I'm definitely not that type of person. So we're working on that. The first episode is going to be Portugal. Hopefully that comes out soon. I just want to make sure I'm like editing it really well, because I want it to feel like a show. So that's something that I'm also pitching to brands as well. But yeah, it has been a process. Okay, I'm almost home. It is warm outside. I have 20 minutes until my French class starts. I wanted to show you these madeleines. These were like 2 something euros. So good. They just taste like straight up butter. It's bad, but it's so good. I've had ones in the US, but I don't know, nothing compares to these. They're just so buttery. And you can find these at Monoprix or like any bakery. It's so good. The butter. Bonjour. I don't think I can hear you. Let's see. No. Oh, there we go. Okay.
Let me see if I'm not connected to you.
I hear you. Can you hear me?
You can
Okay.
hear me? Okay. Yeah, I can hear you. Yeah, very sorry. I can access to our class in reply. I don't know what's going on.
It has its moments.
Yeah, très bien. Comment vas-tu?
Bien. Très occupée, mais j'ai beaucoup de travail. Mais je suis bien.
Ok, très bien. Pourquoi tu es occupée?
Parce que j'ai vu beaucoup de vidéos pour editing, or like I have to edit a lot of videos.
Okay.
And beaucoup de projets je fais.
Est-ce que tu peux répéter s'il te plaît? What did you say at the end?
Je fais beaucoup de projets.
Ah, ok.
projet, projet.
Ok, oui. Beaucoup de projets. Mais c'est très bien, ok. Super. Et qu'est-ce que tu as prévu cette semaine? À part le travail, est-ce que tu vas visiter quelque chose?
Je pense je voir quelques amis, quelques amis. Oui, that's all I got.
Ok, non, très très bien, excellent. Ce sont de très très bonnes phrases. Donc, juste un instant. Ok, donc je te le mets dans le chat de Google, mais le passe. Donc, le passé.
Ok.
Est-ce que tu as reçu le document? Did you receive the document?
Oui.
Ok, très bien. Donc, on va l'ouvrir. Un instant. And we're going to see like the past. What I noticed is that you're already using the past. So you probably know some of the things. So we're going to go a little bit deeper and see how you can make sure to always use the correct time in the past, like when is the right time. Because if you notice, there are different pasts. So we're going to see how you're supposed to use this past that we're going to see and how you're supposed to build it also.
Ok.
Très bien. Donc, est-ce que tu peux lire, s'il te plaît, just the beginning of the first page? You have like a little text. Est-ce que tu peux lire?
Le passé composé, le contraire des faits passés. Allô, salut, comment ça va? Super, et toi? Très bien, j'ai passé un super week-end. Qu'est-ce que tu as fait? Vendredi soir, j'ai rencontré Simone au café de l'industrie. On a parlé de son nouvel travail, de mes projets de vacances et des plans d'autres choses. On n'a pas vu le temps passer. On est resté ensemble jusqu'à la fermeture.
Oui, fermeture, très bien.
Une soirée très sympa. Et on décidé à se revoir samedi pour faire une balade à vélo. On a eu de la chance. Il a fait beau. Génial. Et après, on a encore beaucoup parlé. On est allé prendre un verre, puis on a dîné au restaurant. Cool. Oui, très cool. J'aime bien Simon. Et toi, ton week-end? Oh là là.
Très bien, excellent. Avant qu'on voit, est-ce que tu as des questions ici de vocabulaire, peut-être?
Des plans.
Des plans, c'est plans.
Oh, plans.
Est-ce que
Et des plans d'autres choses. In the middle. The big chunk.
Plan. Okay,
Plan.
sorry, I was saying it was a plan. Plan, ça veut dire a lot.
A lot.
Plein d'autres choses and a lot of other things.
Okay, when would you use that versus beaucoup?
Par exemple, tu pourrais dire j'ai plein de travail au lieu de j'ai beaucoup de travail. Mais plein, it's less formal.
Okay.
Beaucoup, c'est more standard et plein is like more with friends or orally when you're talking.
Okay.
The passé composé, like how do you make it? First, you always need to use avoir ou être. You always need to use choose one of the two. We're going to see how you're supposed to choose. And then you're using the verb you want to use in the past, but in passé composé. So we're also going to see how you build that. So first we're going to see when are we supposed to use avoir ou être. Because this is like the difficulty. The first difficulty is to know, should I use avoir or should I use être? So what you can remember is like you're going to use avoir most of the time, and être is like the exception. So you're only going to use être with specific verbs. There is a list that we're going to go see. It's page 3. So on the document, it's called page 3.
Okay.
This page, you have all the verbs where you're supposed to use être. Lire, s'il te plaît.
Manger, parler, demander, rencontrer.
Wait.
Wait.
Where are you?
Sorry, am I looking at the... Oh, page 3 on the... I was looking at page 3 of the... Hold on.
Yeah, the next page. Yeah, sorry, it's page 3 on the document, but page 4 on the top.
Not...
Net.
What does that mean?
Net is to be born.
Born, okay.
For example, when you say je suis né, so I was born, je suis né in the US, je suis né aux États-Unis.
Okay.
Net.
Aller, entrer, descendre, sortir, retourner, monter, venir, partir, tomber.
Oui, très bien, tomber.
Rentrer, rester, se transformer, devenir.
Oui, devenir, très bien.
Se envoler.
Oui, très très bien.
Mourir. Arriver et partir.
Très bien, excellent. Très très bien. Donc ça, ce sont les différents verbes que tu as. So this is like the list of the verb that you're going to use être.
Okay.
So everything else, for example, the verb manger, you're not going to use être, you're going to use avoir. And all the reflexive verbs. So this is just like the first step for you to understand when you should use être, when you should use avoir. I'm going to send you also this. Can you read it?
Le petit Vernet, il est allé découvrir le monde, il est entré sur la terre, il est descendu, il est monté, il est sorti, il est retourné, il est venu, il est parti, il est arrivé à l'extérieur comme une pomme est tombée hier. Il est rentré dans la pomme, il est resté près du pommier.
Très bien.
Et il s'est transformé, il est devenu insecte. Il s'est envolé et finalement il est mort.
Très bien, excellent. Donc ici, ce sont tous les verbes utilisés au passé composé. Est-ce que tu as des questions de vocabulaire par rapport au texte?
Est né, the first sentence.
Born.
Okay, that's the name. So I just got out the shower. After my French class, I feel like at the end of my French class, I'm always just like... It takes a lot of brain power to be able to learn another language. But yeah, I don't know. I feel like for me, I'm not the type of person that learns by like drilling things into my head in terms of like sitting down and writing things over and over. It's more of like, oh, I learned that like this sounds right, this doesn't sound right, like over time. Just like when we speak in English, it's like you're not thinking, oh, this is how you conjugate this and that. It's like you just know what sounds right.
But of course, obviously, I need to like learn grammar stuff too. But a lot of things that I do know is just like from hearing. It's not necessarily from like memorizing or thinking to myself, okay, what is this conjugation? So, but it is a process. But yeah, my days aren't anything too crazy on like a daily basis. There are definitely days where I've like gone to Monaco. But I try to keep it pretty simple during the week. Honestly, I feel like so many people don't see the behind the scenes of what it takes to work for yourself. And I'm not gonna lie, it is a lot of work. Like being in the south of France, I feel like hasn't necessarily helped me work wise because my inbox used to be so full when I was in the US in terms of brand partnerships. So now I'm having to like really pitch brands, which I haven't had to do in like 3 years at this point. But pitching brands just take more work because the way that I go about doing it is like I custom make a pitch for each brand. I'm not just like, oh, like here's how much a reel is. I'm like, no, like this is the reel, this is a mood board for what I would pitch you or for the content I'm trying to create. So it just takes a lot more work having to reach out to brands. Yeah, you're like DMing them and then you sometimes get a response, sometimes you don't, then you have to follow up. But yeah, that part in and of itself is a full-time job. There's a couple things I'm thinking of. Like, there's this management company that I used to work with, and they used to send me things, so I need to reach out to them again. I'm also working on building out my LinkedIn. And then I also have my course that I want to revamp about like how to become a creator and how to build your personal brand. Because I think I've done a pretty good job of doing that. I've been doing this full time for over 4 years now. And I've been full time all just through like brand partnerships and a little bit of like media work as well. So I definitely think that I have a lot to teach. But yeah, I'm just in a figuring it out situation. Yeah, I knew coming here that partnerships would look different because brands don't want to ship me things. Yeah, it's been a bit of an adjustment, but I knew that there was a reason that I came here. I'm not sure completely what that is. But there is something that was calling me to come here. So I'm here, and so I'm trusting that it's all going to work out and taking it one day at a time. But one thing I am really working on is this sort of TV show concept. I've always wanted to have I've always wanted to have my own TV show, and instead of waiting for a brand or waiting for a Netflix or whoever to create a show, book me in a show, I am just going to create it myself and pitch sponsors for it. I do definitely want to grow out my YouTube. It's not as big as I would like, but it is a start, and I'm so happy to have all of you here. But yeah, I'm creating a series that's just like all about traveling mindfully, sharing like culture and showing you me and showing things to do and cooking classes, and just really making it fun, but with a mindful and elevated focus. So I'm excited to get that series going. I'm going to start by doing the south of France. I'm obviously so close to different cities, so it's really putting together a production schedule, like where am I going to go, what am I going to do, like really planning it out. And I'm also doing this on a budget as well. I'm trying to see if I can get someone to sponsor it. Honestly, even if it's like a few $100s, but it just like covers the cost of me making it, would be great. But yeah, we are definitely building from the ground up. Again, is what it feels like. Part of me is like, maybe I need to go back to New York or LA for a couple months, because definitely more opportunities flow my way when I'm in the States. But yeah, I'm figuring out what this next chapter looks like for me, but it does feel really good being here. So I'm trusting that me feeling good being here means that I'm supposed to be here, and that it's just figuring out, okay, what are ways so that I can actually stay here and not have to go back to the US completely. So taking you guys along this journey with me, now I'm about to warm up some dinner. So funny, it literally says 3 servings. I think it says 3 servings. I don't know how this is 3 servings. This is like maybe 2. Portions are definitely a lot smaller here. See all the construction they're doing in my building. Like they literally have like stuff on the, let's see if I can show you, stuff on the ground. So all my stuff is indoors, like my laundry thingy is here. I'm like, I thought they were just supposed to be painting, but clearly I don't know what they're doing, because you heard those sounds earlier. They're like destroying the whole building. I don't know what's happening. But gonna make me some dinner.